Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Tuesday at noon, 3 and 6 p.m. and again is re-aired later throughout the weekend with the other weekday broadcast replays. Today is April 10th, 2018. And now the news at noon.
Reported by the Durango Herald with a photo from the Durango Herald file. A trial for a Durango man charged with killing his wife last year in the Lightner Creek Mobile Home Park has been reset for August. Silvino Martinez Perez had been scheduled for trial Monday. The trial was postponed, however, because the defense had not yet received evidence. District Judge Suzanne Carlson set the new trial date for August 13th. Martinez Perez, age 36, is charged with first-degree murder in connection with the death of his wife, Crystal Martinez Perez, age 33, who was strangled April 16, 2017, at the mobile home park west of Durango. Martinez Perez told investigators he and his wife had a heated argument the night of the incident. Martinez Perez said he put Crystal in a chokehold, causing her to pass out, and then used his hands to strangle her on the floor. In addition to first-degree murder, Martinez Perez is charged with 3 counts of child abuse and 1 count of abusing a corpse. The couple's 3 children, a girl and 2 boys younger than 10, were in the house the night of the incident. Martinez Perez also told investigators he had intercourse with Crystal's body after she was dead.
Reported in the Journal, Photo AP File. Last Friday, every Democrat in the Colorado State Senate signed a letter opposing the Trump administration's proposal to sell off public land east of the Great Sand Dunes. Colorado Politics reported 2 weeks ago that the Trump administration is aiming at auctioning off mineral rights on about 18,000 acres of federal land. That would allow oil and gas developers to set up shop near the national park and preserve, which straddles Alamosa and Saguache counties. Senate Democrats addressed their letter to the state leader of the U.S. Bureau of Land Management, Gregory Shoup, instead of President Trump or Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. Zinke, after all, declared the war on America-made energy was over at the Western Conservative Summit in Denver last summer. Drilling near the dunes will be a disaster for local communities that rely on tourism driven by southern Colorado's natural beauty, contends the letter from legislative Democrats. Drilling operations would be in sight of portions of the park, the letter alleges. Noises and fumes would foul the experience not just for the visitors to the dunes, but for thousands of others who come to the area for outdoor recreation in the surrounding valleys and mountains, the Colorado senators asserted. Public officials have a moral responsibility to preserve our public lands for future generations, the letter states, then name drops President Theodore Roosevelt, a Republican and devout conservationist who is the father of the national parks. There is no place in the world like the Great Sand Dunes National Park, the organization's Front Range field organizer, Josh Kuhn, wrote in an email blast to Conservation Colorado's more than 35,000 members. Climbing to the tops of the sandy peaks and then running or sliding down the cascading hills is exhilarating. The unique landscape feels like it belongs on another planet, while also serving as an important reminder about why protecting our own planet is so important.
According to the Cortez Journal, a Bureau of Indian Affairs officer and a suspect were both shot Sunday afternoon during a scuffle at a Toyoak residence, according to Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin. Both were transported to Southwest Memorial Hospital and treated and released for leg wounds, he said. The incident occurred about 4:30 p.m. on Mountain Sage Road, Nowlin said, after responding to a disturbance call. The BIA officer was allegedly assaulted, he said. During the scuffle, the officer and the suspect were both shot in the leg. He said the suspect was allegedly reaching for the officer's gun when it went off. The number of shots was not disclosed. 2 suspects were arrested by BIA officers. The names of the injured officer and suspects have not been released. The case is under investigation by the BIA and FBI. The BIA, Montezuma County Sheriff, Colorado State Patrol, and a local ambulance responded to the incident.
As reported in the Journal, the Colorado Department of Transportation will start a road repair project on April 23rd on Colorado Highway 184. The project consists of placing heated crack sealant into cracks on highways at several locations throughout southwest Colorado over the duration of several weeks. The work is designed to help improve and prolong the life of the roadway. The road maintenance will take place during the following weeks at these locations. April 9th through the 17th, U.S. Highway 550 in Durango at milepost 28.20, through 37.30. April 18th through the 20th, U.S. Highway 550 in Ridgeway at milepost 107 to 113. And April 23rd through May 4th, Colorado Highway 184 from Dolores to Mancos at milepost 8.9 to 26.6. And then May 7th through the 15th, Colorado Highway 141 in Nuclear-Narita at milepost 74 through 88. Drivers may encounter alternating one-lane traffic during the project with delays of up to 10 minutes. Pilot car will escort vehicles through the work zone from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. Travelers are urged to follow work zone signage, follow directions from flaggers and the pilot car, and be patient. For more information, contact the project hotline, which is 970-317-3719, or email alert2roadinfo@gmail.com.
Reported by the Durango Herald, First National Bank of Durango will be sold to Triumph Bancorp Incorporated of Dallas for $134.4 million in the third quarter of the year. In addition, Triumph will purchase Citizens Bank of Pagosa Springs for $13 million, with the deal closing in the third quarter. Both deals were announced this week. While First National Bank of Durango and Citizens Bank are separate businesses held by separate bank holding corporations, the Fitzgerald family of Durango is the principal owner of both banks. When acquisitions are finalized, some duplication of positions is unavoidable, and Deigel said some layoffs will occur. However, he said TBK is committed to look at employees' skills and talents and what they could add to the firm going forward, and not simply eliminate positions based solely on duplication of functions. Deigel could not yet detail the number of positions that could be lost when TBK takes over operations, likely in October. He said new opportunities for career enhancement would open for employees as part of a bigger TBK operation. Deigel said one advantage of being acquired by a bigger entity is that benefit packages offered by TBK are more advantageous to employees given the scale of TBK's operation. He said lower health benefit costs paid by employees at TBK would become available to current employees based on a better insurance package TBK has been able to negotiate based on its size. He also said TBK has a charitable contribution matching program that matches employees' charitable donations, a benefit that is currently beyond the capability of First National. And now let's take a look at the weather.
For our national forecast, a pattern change will bring a taste of spring to the Midwest and East late this week as much warmer temperatures arrive, a welcome change following one of the coldest first weeks of April on record across much of the Midwest and Northern Plains, according to weather.com. By Wednesday, warmer than average temperatures will spread from the Central Plains into the Great Lakes and Mississippi Valley. This warmth will reach the east by Thursday. Highs across the South and Mid-Atlantic will climb into the 80s as far north as Washington, D.C., and into the low to mid-70s in New York City tri-state area. Much of the New York State and New England should see temperatures reach the 50s and 60s by Friday. This won't last very long, though. A major snowstorm could be in the works spanning from the Northern Plains to the Northern Great Lakes over the weekend. Jet stream energy will plunge into the West Coast by late Wednesday and then spread east, where it will help to spawn an area of low pressure along the Front Range of the Rockies. And that area of low pressure will then intensify as it tracks northeastward across the plains and Midwest, pulling warm, moist air northward ahead of its path as colder air wraps in behind the storm. Wednesday, Thursday, snow and gusty winds from this storm will first sweep through the Mountain West, which brings us to our regional forecast. Rain, snow, and hail were reported to the National Weather Service office in Grand Junction in the wake of a widespread moist disturbance that began affecting our area at the end of last week, with lingering showers ongoing still this afternoon. The start of the system brought mostly rainfall with some embedded convection and even small hail today in some areas of western Colorado and eastern Utah. Precipitation was predominantly snow above 11,000 feet, but snow levels lowered to around 8,000 feet last night with the passing of a cold front, bringing some snow to a few lower elevations as well. In San Miguel County, Telluride Ski Resort reported 3.5 inches of snow, while rain was reported in Pagosa Springs over half an inch and just under a half inch in various spots around Durango, Cortez, and Cortez was also under half an inch, and some places about a third of an inch along with Dolores, and even less in Mancos, while Dove Creek reported just 0.14 inches of 4.8. Regionally, we are awaiting the next system to be the winds headed along the jet stream from the western states Thursday into Friday. The local DCTV 5-day forecast apparently is very dark. Today, sunny with a high near 66, east-northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming south-southwest in the afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 41. South-southwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour becoming southeast after midnight. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 73. Breezy with a southeast wind 10 to 20 miles an hour becoming southwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour on Wednesday. Wednesday night mostly clear with a low around 46. Breezy with a south wind 20 to 25 miles an hour and gusts as high as 35. And then Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 61 degrees, becoming windy with a south wind 25 to 35 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 50 miles an hour. Thursday night, a 20% chance of snow showers, patchy blowing snow between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 26 degrees and still breezy. Friday, patchy blowing snow before 11 a.m., partly sunny with a high near just 44 degrees. Again breezy, and Friday night, patchy blowing snow between 11 p.m. and midnight, partly cloudy with a low to 24. Blustery, and that could be cold and wind together. Saturday, then sunny with a high near just 52 degrees. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 28, and Sunday, sunny with a high near 61 degrees. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 37. And now, back to the news.
According to the Durango Herald, widespread access to long-acting contraceptives is credited with declining teen birth rates in La Plata County and across Colorado. In La Plata County, teen births fell from 18.7 births per 1,000 female teens in 2013 to 12.2 births per 1,000 female teens in 2016, according to recently released Kids Count data. Across Colorado, the teen birth rate has fallen from 22.3 births per 1,000 teens in 2013 to 17.8 births per 1,000 teens in 2016. Preventing unintended pregnancy helps teens finish school and pursue college if they choose. Unexpected children are also more likely to experience poverty, difficulties in school, and health problems, Jolin said. The decline in teen births is part of a national trend that has been especially pronounced in Colorado because of the state health department's push to increase access to long-acting birth control methods, said Aaron Miller, vice president of health initiatives for Colorado Children's Campaign. The Colorado Family Planning Initiative received about $27 million between 2008 and 2015 in private funding to increase access to low or no-cost long-acting birth control methods such as intrauterine devices and hormonal implants. The Colorado General Assembly continued funding in 2016 to serve between 40,000 to 50,000 women annually across the state. From 2009 to 2015, it saved the state between $66 million and $69.6 million in aid that would have gone to low-income women and their infants, University of Colorado researchers found. As part of the state's initial effort, Jolin said San Juan Basin Public Health received additional funding for staff, equipment, and training.
From the Telluride Planet, photo by Sage Carver, a drought is plaguing the West, and farmers and ranchers from Norwood to Nucla and, of course, all of our surrounding area are saying the conditions are the worst they've seen in years. It's tough as hell, said Raymond Mex Snyder, who runs the Mex and Sons cattle operation in Norwood. If we don't get rain pretty quick, this is actually going to break a lot of people. Snyder said the lack of snow and rain affects not only grass for summer feed, but the hay crop that ranchers will rely on later. As a result, some cattlemen will have to downsize, and the beef market will also be affected because so many head of cattle put up for sale. Already, Mex and Sons is running 500 head less than this year. Snyder said he may be forced to cut some more. He said 1977 was the worst drought year he's seen in his 85-plus years. He added 2002 was a rough one for his outfit, too. It's serious for cattle people and anyone who runs livestock, he said. Matt Alexa, meteorologist for the National Weather Service in Grand Junction, said Norwood and Nucla are now in a D3 drought status, which is defined as an extreme drought, same as here in Dolores County. Over the winter, the area was in a less severe status, D2, but conditions were categorized as worse in late February when the typical heavy winter snows didn't arrive. Currently, the area is at 51% of average for snowpack. Alexa said he compares the current conditions to the drought of '02. Witten Barrett, ditch writer for Farmers Water Development, the organization that manages the Gurley Ditch shares, for the past 32 years said the water that Norwood landowners use for irrigation hasn't yet been turned on and may not be for another 30 days as of press time last Friday. He said he's seen some bad years where the reservoir has been less than full. He added this year the organization hopes to see the reservoir at least halfway full. Last year it was filled 3 times. He added the current outlook is dire for local ranchers. The farming and ranching businesses here is borderline anyway, and when you put a severe hurt on them like this, it's hard to recover, he said. Cattle prices are down on a good decent cow bringing $500 to $600, and after a good winter next year, to replace that cow, you're looking at $1,200 to $1,500. That's how economics works. It means that a good percentage of people could stand to lose their whole place with the economy the way it is and just the cost of operation and the way things are now. Barrett said he doesn't see how Norwood will be able to raise enough hay to get through winter. He said Nucla will likely have just one cutting. Stan Galley of Nucla is a cattleman who is on the board of directors for the Colorado Cooperative Company that manages the ditch water dispersed to those who have water shares in Nucla. Nucla's ditch water was turned on April 1st. He said his family is very concerned about summer grass and putting up hay for winter. It's comparable to '02, he said. That was a pretty bad year we had. The worst I can remember, but 2012 was not a good year either. Galley said he knows ranchers are cutting their numbers. He said those who run livestock on U.S. Forest Service land also are worried about their permits, as officials can decrease a rancher's number of grazing animals or the number of days spent grazing due to weather. Alexa said Norwood and Nucla still have a chance this month for rains. The outlook shows above normal precipitation with snow in the mountains and rain in the lower elevations through mid-April. After that, though, the forecast is below normal precipitation through June. As far as getting above normal this late in the year, it's hard to make up for that at this time, Alexa said. But we could still see some. Let's hope this next storm brings some good moisture to the area. It's something.
According to the Durango Herald, with a photo courtesy of Cafe Au Play. Cafe Au Play, a new nonprofit, could ease the shortage of childcare in Durango by serving infants and toddlers, including those with developmental delays. Across La Plata County, licensed child care centers can serve only about 44% of children under 5 years old, said Heather Hawk, executive director of the Early Childhood Council of La Plata County. The new nonprofit is not a traditional daycare center. Rather, it is meant to offer a flexible option for parents who may not need full-time child care and do not have extended family to watch their children. It is also meant to be a gathering space for parents. The idea was inspired by her daughter-in-law, Kelly Tregulis, who struggled to find care for her daughter, Emsley. She thought if a community hub such as a cafe could offer care, it would allow parents to work remotely, connect with other parents, and not feel so isolated. She teamed up with her mother-in-law, who is also a play therapist and parenting coach, to make it happen 1.5 years ago. In November, Cafe Au Play opened, offering child care and peer support for parents of children from birth to 5 years old. The new venture serves only parents who work or attend classes in the Smiley Building at 1309 East 2nd Avenue. The nonprofit has space for 12 children at a time. The staff can care for 4 children, and the other 8 need to be accompanied by a parent. The Smiley Building lists 38 tenants on its website, making it a well-trafficked hub in Durango.
From the Cannabis.co, AP and Salt Lake photo credit to Mrs. Ciel. Utah officials are wary after the first marijuana shop opened in the tiny town of Dinosaur, Colorado, just a few miles from the state line with Utah. Utah Highway Patrol Lieutenant Todd Royce reminded residents of Utah, where recreational marijuana remains illegal, that they will still be charged and prosecuted if they bring the substance into Utah or consume it in the state, the Deseret News reported. Retail and medical marijuana is sold in at least 2 other Colorado towns near the Utah state line, Cortez and DeBeck, but neither is as close to the state's border as Dinosaur, about 3 miles. Dinosaur residents in 2016 voted 102 to 50 to authorize the establishment and operation of retail marijuana stores, as well as as medical marijuana centers. The ballot question also authorizes cultivation, product manufacturing, and testing facilities. Rocky Mountain Cannabis is the first of what could be 4 retail shops in a town of about 350 people, said Dinosaur Mayor Richard Blakely. I really think that this dispensary is anticipating the bulk of their retail is going to be headed Utah's way, Republican Utah State Representative Scott Chu said. You can buy it there legally. It's no skin off the establishment's nose if people buy it there and head to Utah. I really think a big portion of their retail is going to be headed to our state, which I have concerns about because it's not legal in our state. When Rocky Mountain Cannabis opened in Dinosaur, the store owner posted signs warning customers not to cross state lines with its products, said Dinosaur Mayor Richard Blakely. From the Herald Times, they reported this store is the first to open of 3 retail marijuana applications the town approved earlier this year. The other 2 applicants are still completing the state licensing process. Last year, Dinosaur residents approved an additional marijuana tax referendum with 67% approval, placing the total tax at 5%. In November 2016, Dinosaur voters approved allowing marijuana retail stores within the town limits.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of April 2nd through the 9th. A deputy was dispatched to Frosty's Liquor to help resolve a customer dispute. The customer had vacated the premises before the deputy arrived. A town resident reported missing UPS packages at his residence. A deputy is investigating. A town resident reported being called by the current IRS scam that is circulating. The return number was invalid. The IRS will never call you regarding a taxation issue. They will always contact you by mail. A local business reported a customer skipped on a bill. A deputy was able to locate the subjects who agreed to return and pay their bill. A local resident reported a lost wallet. If found, please bring to the Dolores County Sheriff's Office. A town resident requested a civil standby at a county property. A deputy was able to assist. Officers conducted and completed several requests for fingerprints. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. A reminder that in Dove Creek, Dolores County, there's a special school board meeting tonight, Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the Dolores County School District Boardroom. Agenda items are listed as rehold vote for resolution for finalists for superintendent based on new information and resolution for finalists for superintendent. Those who sent their statements or wish to speak openly, this meeting may be one you wish to attend. Also today, April 10th in Cortez from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at the Cortez Cultural Center, Southwest Open School is hosting an artist reception. The SWS Art Show will be on display throughout the month of April. And Thursday, April 12th from 6 to 7 p.m. at Reach Out Music in Cortez, live streaming concert featuring one of the hottest Christian artists out right now, Justin Gambino. Justin will share his testimony, music, and just the great joy for life. Learn more about Justin at justingambino.com, and this is part of a live and alive free online concert series. All the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us by email dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119, and we'll be sure to get your news on air.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. on each of those days. The weekday news shows are then replayed throughout the weekend as well.
And be sure to check us out in social media on Facebook, DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.